वैकुंठ तो यही है माँ, वैकुंठ तो यही है, हृदय में रहा करना माँ, हम पे कृपा करना माँ, हम पे दया करना माँ, हम पे कृपा करना माँ, हम पे दया करना। वैकुंठ तो यही है माँ, वैकुंठ तो यही है, हृदय में रहा करना। ढूंढेंगे राग बनकर, वीणा के तार बनकर, ढूंढेंगे राग बनकर, वीणा के तार बनकर, बस जाओ श्री माँ निर्मल, हृदय में प्यार बनकर, बस जाओ श्री माँ निर्मल, हृदय में प्यार बनकर, हृदय में प्यार बनकर, हर रागिनी की धुन पर, हर रागिनी की धुन पर, स्वर बन के उठा करना माँ, हम पे कृपा करना माँ, हम पे दया करना। पार हो गए हैं लेकर के सहज भक्ति, हम पार हो गए हैं लेकर के सहज भक्ति, अपनी शरण में रखना माँ निर्मल आदि शक्ति, अपनी शरण में रखना माँ निर्मल आदि शक्ति, माँ निर्मल आदि शक्ति, बन सहस्त्रार धारा, बन सहस्त्रार धारा, प्राणों में बहा करना माँ, हम पे कृपा करना माँ, हम पे दया करना। नाचेंगे मोर बनकर माँ निर्मल तेरे द्वारे, नाचेंगे मोर बनकर माँ निर्मल तेरे द्वारे, माँ निर्मल छाई रहना बन करके मेघ तारे, माँ निर्मल छाई रहना धार बनकर, अमृत की धार बनकर, प्यासों पे दया करना, माँ हम पे कृपा करना, माँ हम पे दया करना। वैकुंठ तो यही है माँ, वैकुंठ तो यही है, हृदय में रहा करना, माँ हम पे कृपा करना, माँ हम पे दया करना, माँ हम पे कृपा करना, माँ हम पे दया करना, माँ हम पे दया करना, माँ हम पे दया करना।
Jai Shree Mataji. Very warm welcome to all the seekers for our session this evening. So as you all know, probably most of you have been joining us for some time. This is an attempt where we are trying to connect with seekers online in this new era of pandemic. This has materialized for us Yogis very well. And I would want to welcome you all on behalf of the whole of the Sahaja Yoga family. So we have been doing this for the past year or so, and a lot of you have joined us through this YouTube channel and the Zoom channel that we have started. And a lot of seekers have really gained a lot during these times. Not just the spiritual peace and bliss that we talk about, but also in terms of the physical well-being that has materialized, that is the benefits that they're seeing just by joining the online meditation sessions. So we are having daily sessions thrice a day, once in the morning at 8 a.m., one at 4:15 p.m. in the afternoon, and one in the evening, 7:45 one. And only on Saturday we have started in English for those who don't understand Hindi. And apart from that, the people then who progress further, who have understood, who have felt the vibrations flowing through your hands, they then go and attend the 5:30 daily meditation session, which is a little bit more detailed for people who have understood what chakras there are, what the positions are in our hands, then what the deities are, and how to meditate, how to balance yourself. And those who are then regularly meditating and doing foot soak and all those things, then they come and join those sessions. And we also have Shree Mataji's lectures in those sessions. So this is what is going on, and a lot of you have joined, who have just joined and are looking to understand more about Sahaja Yoga. So today we'll try and cover what Sahaja Yoga is, what is it exactly, and how is it different, those kind of questions that come to your mind. And then we'll talk about our subtle system a bit. After that, the most important thing is of course meditations. We'll go for a meditation session. And post that, if there are any questions you would like you to ask those questions, you can join on Zoom to discuss upfront, or you can also share your questions on YouTube chats. So that is very important, because it's only then that you would be able to sort of clear your doubts and get the help that you may be needing. So to start off, Sahaja Yoga is a now a 50-year-old organization, so to say. It's not really organized as such, but Shree Mataji, Nirmala Devi, she started the Sahaja Yoga in 1970 when the first lady got her realization through her. So it's a movement which has now moved across the globe. More than 150 countries has a lot of Sahaja Yogis following how Shree Mataji has told us how to meditate, how to lead our lives, and how to lead a Sahaj life. So it has spread across, and so many have benefited. And this is across religion, across races, across uh, learned people, illiterate people, everybody. So right from, so you can imagine practically everybody is welcome in Sahaja Yoga, because this is something that happens inside, and it has got nothing to do with the outside. So you may be from any sect that you may believe that, oh no, I am different, but it is for you. It is for every human being to benefit from. So to talk about what Sahaja Yoga is, the name itself, and what it is actually. So Sahaja Yoga, the name, it literally means something that happens easily. The word Sahaj, something that is spontaneous, that happens on its own, that is very, very simple, or something that is so innate that it happens on its own. Let's say, for example, I can say my breathing is Sahaj to me. What that means, that it happens on its own. I don't have to do anything to it. If we were to have to do something to get our breathing, we would be, I mean, most of us would not be alive. So that is what it is, a yoga, a union. So what does yoga mean? Most of us don't actually know what yoga means. So the word yoga literally means in Sanskrit, union. So a union with the divine that happens on its own, something that happens spontaneously, is Sahaj. So what is union? What is this yoga? This is the last step of our evolution, as Shree Mataji puts it. So we've come to this state of human beings. We have got our freedom, and we have our own thinking, our ego, our conditionings. We have our own. We have so many things that we have built, in fact, on this planet, and it is because we have this freedom with us. The animals, they are not free. They are in the pash. So that's the Pashupati who's controlling everything. But we have this freedom, and we have been going amok with that. So what happens is that we have come to this stage with all our intellect and all our creations that we have created till now. For thousands of years, we have been on this earth. So what happens is that there comes a stage where we go to the next level of evolution. For sure, all of us can understand that this is not all that has to be in terms of how a human being should be. This is not what God would have thought about when he would have created us. And I think all of us agree that there is a God who has created this world, and all of us also. So when he would have created us, he would have created human beings with a thought, the highest epitome of his creation, to be perfect, to be extremely, extremely great beings. But today we can definitely say that the human race is not there. We have so many shortcomings, and we have so many issues among us. So there has to be a breakthrough. There has to be something higher that happens. And we can call it the next level of evolution, or we can call it by whatever name we want. But we have to go higher from where we are right now, for sure. That is a given. So when this yoga, this union happens, we get that. We get that breakthrough where we are connected with divine. So earlier we talked about how we are working on our own, in our own freedom. So we are running amok. We are doing so many wrong things. But when we are connected with the divine, his power flows through us. We know what is right, what is wrong. We know what is beneficial to the society as a whole. We know what we should be doing. There's no more a conflict inside us. And when everybody becomes something like that, there could be a society which we can only talk about in dreams. So that is the idea of Sahaja Yoga, for us to get our connection with the divine, our breakthrough, that last step of evolution as we are talking about. So how does that happen? And what it is exactly to have that happen? I mean, we can say anything that can happen and now I've evolved. No, you have to become somebody who is higher, who is, let's say, who is not bound by his bad habits, for example. Let's say somebody who is not getting angry all the time. So there are so many things which are pulling us down as human beings and are causing so much troubles for us. We're all the time in tension, we're all the time thinking, and we're all the time stressed. This is because we're still stuck with so many of our own problems. So somebody who is able to go above and beyond that is definitely going to be the role model for us, that yes, we have to become something like that. We have role models, we have had saints, sages who have led such great lives, and they have told us, but we don't know how to get there. We don't know how that will happen. So there is a mechanism that God Almighty in his all wisdom has built in inside us. He's not just left us and let it be that let the humans discover everything and let them run amok. So there is a system that he has built inside us that allows us to get connected to him. Now I'm calling it a system, but it's a wrong word, so to say, because this system that we are saying is an alive thing. There's a power, there's an energy of God that resides inside us, and this is awakening that power to get connected to God is what is going to get that evolutionary breakthrough that we're talking about. And then the power of God Almighty starts flowing through us. This power that starts flowing is alive, and it's the power of a living God. It knows, it thinks, it is aware of everything around us, and it does all the benefits, all the beneficiary things that we could think about. It does on its own. So it's a very new concept for us to understand how this could happen, and this happens inside us. There is a mechanism that is built, and it happens by the grace of somebody who is already enlightened. They can enlighten us. So I always use this example is that of Shivaji Maharaj asking Ramadas Swami, who was his guru, that how does one get realization and how long it takes. So he said that, O king, the time you take to mount your horse, you put one leg on this side and the other leg goes on that side. That's how long it takes. That means no time at all. He said, Tat Shan, that very moment. We just need someone there who can give it and somebody who can take it. So we have to be patra, we have to be someone who can take it. So that's the only condition he told about it. And the enlightened person that needs to be in front of us is Shree Mataji. Shree Mataji found out how to give realization, Aamas, and this has been going on, and so many thousands are getting their realization through Sahaja Yoga. And this is something that you feel on your own. It's not something that now I'm sitting here and saying that now you've attended this session, so you have become realized. No, it doesn't work that way. You feel the vibrations flowing through you. So what are these vibrations? I hope we'll talk about that also in detail, but just let me put this through. So there's a power called Kundalini inside us. You might have heard of this name till by now. So that is the power of God Almighty we'll talk about. When it rises, it pierces the fontanelle bone area, and the power of God Almighty starts flowing through us. And we feel that power on our fingertips. So now what we'll do is just have a look at this chart of our internal subtle system. And through that, we'll be able to explain this in more details. The chart would just be coming on the screen shortly. So this power that we're talking about is the power of God's love that he has planted inside every being, every living being. So it enters inside our being when we are in our mother's womb, and it enters through the fontanelle bone area that is on the top of our head. It creates these 3 nadis and the 7 chakras inside us. And the residual energy, the energy that is left after all this creation, it comes down and it forms coils. And coils means kundal in Sanskrit, so the name Kundalini. And it is the energy, the Shakti, that comes down here and sleeps in this sacrum bone that is called as this. It is called as the sacrum bone. It's a triangular bone. So the energy comes down here and sleeps. And you've seen that babies have the soft bone on the top of their heads, which pulsates, in fact. So that is when children are said, that they are the form of God, Bhagwan Karup, because they are connected to Him. So when you are connected to something, you are becoming that. So slowly and gradually, we develop our ego, we grow older, we develop our conditionings, we develop so many things inside us, and that connection gets lost. Getting that connection again established through the awakening of this Kundalini is what is self-realization, is what we have seen the sages of old doing in their tapasyas, in their penances, in the hills and dales for hundreds of years. And this is the amazing thing which will get us connected to divine, to the God Almighty. Now it sounds also, very, very, unbelievable, so to say. But that's what Shree Mataji says, that the time has come now. It has to happen for the masses. Those were days when on the tree of life, 1 or 2 flowers would appear. Now is the time of spring. So many have to get their realization. And we can imagine that we are living in such troublesome times that if people do not get to their realization, to something higher than what they are at, then definitely the world is it's not what God would have imagined for it to be. So that's what Shree Mataji says. Shree Mataji says it's a jet age when Kundalini rises very quickly for many of us. And then we get our realization. The first breakthrough happens. After that, we have to establish it. We have to meditate every day. So earlier, what used to happen is that the sages of old, they would first cleanse themselves for hundreds of years. And then their guru would give realization to one. There was that one guru, one shishya, parampara earlier. Now is the time for Aamas realization. And as Shree Mataji describes it, that 1 or 2 people getting it didn't help the humanity at all. I mean, whoever the saints that we know of, we tortured their lives. You can pick up anybody, and we right from Shirdi Sainath to let's say even Jesus Christ. I mean, we have tortured everybody's lives. Now we are building big temples and churches and whatnots. So that has been the case because not everybody could understand what they're talking about. So Shree Mataji says it's important to bring the whole up to a certain point so that they can see what the reality is. Because somebody who's born on the 10th floor, he talks about the world in a different way than somebody who's born on the ground floor. So if you can even bring them up a little, they can see that there is something more and there is reality in what that person is talking about. So that's the idea of Sahaja Yoga. Shree Mataji has been able to find that how to give that realization to masses. And thousands appeared in our public programs when it used to happen, and everybody would get their realization. But it's the fact that only a few would establish themselves and stay back, because it's a very subtle happening inside us. And the vibrations that you feel give you the confidence that something has changed inside me. And feeling that and working on that and building that experience is the most important thing. So now here we have shown that, the palms are shown, their numberings are done. So what happens when the Kundalini rises? We feel the status of our chakras and our nadis on our hands. And these chakras are denoted with the numberings that has been showed here. Now it's a very new thing again for us to believe in something like that, but it has been told about for very long. For example, Adi Guru Shankaracharya has talked about it in Saundarya Lahari, where he says that when you get the grace of Mother, Salilam Chaitanya flows. So Chaitanya is what God's power is, and he says it flows Salilam, that is cool, cool it flows. In Bible, it is written that when Holy Ghost appears, you feel the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. In Quran, it's written that when Aamas time will come, your hands will speak. They will speak and they will give witness against you. Now, these are all statements that would have been very vague for people, but now is the time when we can prove that they're all true. So when the Kundalini rises and it pierces through the fontanel bone, the grace, the divine energy starts flowing through us, the Chaitanya starts flowing through, and we feel that on our palms. Now, why do we feel on our palms? Is because the nervous system, it ends in our palms and our feet. And we start feeling these vibrations on our palms, and we start feeling the status of our chakras also on our palms. And that is the first indication that you get that something is really going on. And that gives you the confidence, then you build on it, and then you know through meditation that you have got that state. So what should happen is that first you should feel the vibrations. You should feel thoughtlessly aware. That's the state that Shree Mataji has just described, that you feel thoughtless awareness in meditation first. Now, why thoughts are so important? So we'll talk about that now that we'll talk about the nadis. So there are three main nadis, as you can see inside us. On the left is the Ida nadi. The left sympathetic nervous system is governed by this nadi. So when we talk about these nadis and chakras, what they are really is, on the gross, they are the nervous system. These chakras are actually represented in the gross by the plexuses. Any medical person would know that there are actually only 7 plexuses inside us, exactly in the same position as these chakras. And so the chakras are on the subtle. They give the energy to these nadis and chakras on the gross. So this is what is the relation between the subtle and the gross. And what happens on the left sympathetic nervous system is that this is the channel that governs our emotions. So all our emotions are governed here. All our desires are governed by this nadi. So if you are someone who's very emotional or who has too many desires, then he's working too much on this channel. And when that happens, this channel can cause problems because there is an imbalance inside us. Also, people who are all the time thinking about the past. So we talked about thoughts. So we don't know it, but all the time we are thinking. We are thinking 24 hours. Even when we are sleeping, we are thinking. What we are thinking about, either we are thinking of the past or of the future. And we don't even know it. We jump from one thought to the other and it keeps on happening. So that is what happens through the overutilization of the Ida Nadi. We go too much to the left, then we are too much in the past, we are too much emotional, we have too many desires. All of that is governed by this particular Nadi. It's also called as the Chandra Nadi, the Nadi of the moon. And when it gets overused, it gets very, very cold. Similarly, so these are people, let's say, who are very depressed, are working too much on the left side. So they are aggressing themselves. Whereas on the right hand side is the Pingla Nadi, the yellow one. This Nadi is is governing the right sympathetic nervous system. What happens is that people who are all the time thinking of the future, who are all the time planning, who are very, very ambitious, who have many ambitions, who are very aggressive to others, those kind of people, the egoistic kind, are working too much on this nadi. And they are all the time, they're thinking of the future, they're planning, they're sitting on the desk, working all the time. Those kind of people who are very frantic, all the time running around. All physical activity and all mental activity happens through this particular nadi. So this is the nadi, this is the channel of action, whereas the left one was the channel of desires. So we can see that there are two extremes inside us, and there has to be a balance because the path of Kundalini is through the center, through the Sushumna Nadi. That will just appear. So the Sushumna Nadi is governing the parasympathetic nervous system inside us. So when we are in the present, when we are leading a balanced life, that is neither too much on the left hand side, neither too much on the right hand side. So we have seen what left and right extremities are. So when we are leading a life that is balanced, we are in the present, we are enjoying the present, then we are in a state where Kundalini can rise. So people who have led a very normal, balanced life are the ones most likely to get it very easily. Whereas we can say that, oh, that person is so learned, for example, most likely he's on the very much on the right hand side, you know. Or let's say he's a very successful person. Oh, he's such a great person, but actually he might be a very imbalanced person. We read of people who are leading such a healthy life and doing jobs and having such a good routine and still getting heart attacks. There is some kind of imbalance building inside with the extremities that we do, and these extremities we don't even know that we are doing. So such reasons, they pop up inside us all of a sudden and cause such troubles for us. So the best way is to lead a balanced life, madhya gami hona. So for example, Buddha has talked about it. So many religions that we have, they have talked about leading a life that is balanced, so that when the time is right, your Kundalini can rise. I'll just take a minute. So what we'll do is just talk about these chakras in short, and then we'll go into the meditation session. So the first one that is shown here is the Muladhara Chakra, and this chakra is at the very bottom where we sit, the spinal cord. It's placed there, and we can see the different positions in our hand, feet, and our head of this chakra. This chakra is governed by none other than Sri Ganesh, and we know that we first worship him, and which is why we do that, because he's the first deity that is governing the first chakra inside us. Now, this chakra's qualities, as mentioned, are innocence and wisdom here. So he's called as the giver of buddhi, vivek, pavitrata, mangalmayata. All these great things are his qualities. So you can see that the first thing is innocence. So people who are shrewd, who are lascivious, who have wrong intentions, and people who are placed wrongly around sex, all of them go against Sri Ganesh. All of them go against this particular chakra. And we can imagine that this chakra governs all the organs around this area that are all related to excretion. And such people develop diseases around that. Also, this chakra is, you can see that the left nadi starts from the Muladhara Chakra. And all the diseases that are of the left side are psychosomatic or incurable diseases that come from the left hand side. So it's a very important chakra, and all the diseases on the left hand side are very dangerous. So people going against Muladhara Chakra, Sri Ganesha, get very wrongly placed. On the other hand, when this chakra gets enlightened by the grace that starts flowing through us, then the people who have a very good Muladhara Chakra have a very good wisdom. And especially in children, this is very important, because children get this innate wisdom developed, which tells them what to do, what not to do. And that's very important in life. And this is also important in terms that unless Sri Ganesha gives the word go, Kundalini doesn't rise. So he's the, as is described in our scriptures, he's sitting at the gate of her mother Kundalini. So you can see that Kundalini is placed just above the Muladhara Chakra. And after this, there is the Swadhishthana Chakra, which we'll talk about. So this chakra is, you can see that it's placed at the lower abdomen, and it governs our organs around that area. There are a lot of organs there. Its position on our hands is on both the thumbs, on the left and right side. So every chakra has a left, right, and center. When you feel on the left hand side any sensations, any catches, then the chakra on that side is not okay. There could be a very opposite reason for the chakra on the left side catching versus on the right side catching. So, for example, in Swadhishthana Chakra, we'll talk about the reasons. First, let's talk about the deity, which is Brahmadeva and Saraswati. And we know that they are the creators of this universe. So the quality of this chakra is also creativity, the knowledge, the pure knowledge, and the pure desire of becoming one with God. So on the left hand side, this chakra catches when we go to some wrong tantra mantra kind of things, for example. Whereas on the right hand side, this chakra catches when you are overactive, extremely overactive, thinking a lot. So for example, somebody is all the time working, thinking, planning. So they're using a lot of energy from this chakra. Why? Because we think that we are thinking from our brain, but the gray cells in our brain are actually converted from the fat cells from our stomach. So that conversion work is done by this chakra, and it is not able to take care of the other organs around, which are awaiting for energy to come from this chakra. So for example, a person developing diabetes is somebody who is extremely, they're always tense, always thinking. So because pancreas don't get the energy from this chakra. People working in extreme stress develop liver issues. Again, this chakra is governing that. So these are the issues around this chakra that can develop when, of course, this chakra rises. Great many qualities around creativity develop inside us, especially in children. It's very important. And we have seen in Sahaja Yoga people developing so many qualities when they join Sahaja Yoga, all of a sudden bursting through them. So this is the second chakra. The third one is the Navi Chakra inside us, which is governed by Sri Lakshmi Narayan. So we know that they take care of our complete benevolence, our complete well-being. So Lakshmi ji, we know what true Lakshmipati is, who's someone who has a very nice household, very generous to everyone, is also financially well, is bestowed upon by all the 10 powers of 10 forms of Lakshmi. In every way, there is complete benevolence for that person. So this is coming from the grace of this chakra. Also, this chakra is the one that is causing our evolution. So we have been seeking all through when we were, let's say, on the amoeba stage, from the animal stage. So we have been seeking something, and in that seeking, we have evolved. We have gone to a higher state. We have become human beings, and now we are going to become something higher. So all that seeking, you can imagine, it starts from the stomach when you're looking for food. So that goes on to other things, to shelter, to power, to community, to so many things. And then it comes to God. So it's a great quality that we get from this chakra. And let's say the reasons for catching could be on the left-hand side when there are some issues with the household, or on the right-hand side, there are some issues with financials. This chakra is also, around this chakra is the Bhavsagara, the void, as is mentioned here. And that is the place for master principle inside us. And the 10 masters that are placed here are, so there are many masters that have So basically, all of them are the incarnations of Adi Guru Dattatreya, right from Muhammad Sahib to Guru Nanak to Shirdi Sainath to Socrates to Lao Tse and Zoroaster and so many others like them. They're all placed here, and they've all taught us what is true religion. They have taught us not to do wrong things and to stay in the center and to follow guidelines that they have put across, because they try to establish the true religion inside us, which is not Hinduism or Islam or Christianity or anything else. That is the innate religion inside us, and this is the place of dharma inside us, which tells us what is right, what is wrong. If we go against it, sometimes let's say we have seen something very, very bad, horrible happening, we vomit because the dharma inside us tells us that, oh, this is very wrong. So this is placed on our palms around the very center of the palm, and there we can feel this chakra. There are lots of details to talk about each chakra, but we'll just briefly touch upon everything today. And going forward, maybe we'll talk about each chakra in details. After this is the Anhat chakra. This is the heart chakra inside us. And here is the mother of the universe, Jagdamba Sri Durga, placed. And she gives us the confidence and the protection that she's looking after us. We have heard in many, bhajans and all that she's the one who takes her bhaktas across the Bhav Sagara. So she's placed above the Bhav Sagara, and she protects her bhaktas from the bad elements in the world. So if we don't have this sense of confidence and this understanding that she's protecting us, then this chakra gets very weak. And you can imagine some children who get very sick very often. It's because this chakra is not okay. There is some sense of fear, or ladies who even develop diseases like breast cancer is because of some sense of insecurity developed. On the left hand side is the place of the Atma. Shri Shiv Parvati reside here. Atma is the reflection of God Almighty inside us, and it's the witness that is seeing everything. So we don't know who we really are. We think we are this body, this ID that we have built around us, this ego, everything. But actually we are the spirit sitting inside who's watching everything. On the right hand side is Sri Sitaram, who are the Maryada Purushottam, who have taught us how to be a good everything, a good father, son, brother, king, everything. If you go against those principles, that chakra gets caught. So we can feel this chakra on the smallest fingers. Navi Chakra, I forgot to mention, you can feel them on the longest fingers, the middle fingers. After this, there's the Vishuddhi Chakra. It's adorned by Sri Radha Krishna. And we know all their qualities of diplomacy, of sweetness, of collectivity that they bestowed upon the world. So a very important quality of this chakra is collectivity. In Sahaja Yoga, it's very important. We say that we have to be very collective. We have to meditate together. It's very important, and it has various reasons. We all help each other out. But this quality develops because of this chakra. Sri Krishna, he started things like Ras and Holi, which also promote the idea of collectivity. So when we raised our heads as human beings, this chakra, it was on this chakra. And that is when we realized we are a collective, and we started becoming collective. This chakra also gives us the witness state, the Sthit Pragya state that he has described in his Gita. And many other qualities like, so when you become collective, you truly know that you are part and parcel of the whole. So you develop that sense of belonging to the Virat, to be a part of the Virata. So very, very, very high qualities of this chakra. And also on the left and right side, this chakra gets ruined because of some things that we do. For example, on the left side, this chakra gets caught when we are always feeling guilty. We are always saying to ourselves that I am a very bad person. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. In Sahaja Yoga, when we go into meditation, we have to say that I am not guilty at all. So your Kundalini is your own mother. She lives with us throughout her life, and when we take her birth again, she comes back. So she has all the records of all our lives. She knows us best. So it's best to leave it to her to decide who we are, what we are, and not feel guilty on our own. Whereas on the right hand side, the chakra catches when we're all the time aggressing others. We're telling them, we're shouting at them, you're bad, you're this, you're that, using bad words, or even using tobacco can ruin this chakra very much. This chakra is felt on both the index fingers of our hands. And if this chakra is caught, we do not feel vibrations on our hands, because we understand that our hands start from our shoulders and our neck. So this chakra, when constricted, we don't feel the vibrations even when the Kundalini is awakened. After this is the Argya Chakra, and the quality of Argya Chakra is really forgiveness. And we can imagine all the incarnations of Jesus Christ, Buddha, Mahavir, all of them talked about forgiving others. All of them are placed here. And this is the optic chasma, a very constricted path. There are two very important entities that get built inside human beings, and they are called as ego and superego. I think ego all of us understand. Superego is about the conditionings, the learnings. One or the other is always pushing down on the other side, because we are always either very much on the left, because the left nadi creates a superego, or we are always too much on the right, and the right nadi creates the ego inside us. So all of that gets accumulated here, and it's a constricted path. When Kundalini comes to Argya Chakra and it pierces the Argya Chakra, when we say we forgive, we truly forgive, Kundalini sucks out these two entities, and the path opens up for it to cross over through Sahasrara. You can feel this chakra on the ring fingers of both hands. And this is the most difficult one for everyone to get through. We have heard of so many sages in Indian scriptures where they would be so angry with others, they would make them into ashes, bhasmasat kar dete. So they were all still meditating here. In fact, for all that we have heard before Sahaja Yoga, we have been told to meditate here. This is the third eye and whatnot. Shree Mataji said that we have to go above on the Sahasrara Chakra and meditate there. So we'll talk about the Sahasrara Chakra now, which is the last one. This is the door. This is the ultimate that we have to achieve to get connected to the divine. This happens when, as I mentioned, Kundalini crosses over Argya and sucks out the ego and superego, and then this opens out. This is called as the Brahmarandra, which literally means the whole of the divine. It's also called as the Dasham Dwar. There are so many names given to it. Kabira has used it as Shunya Shikhar par Anhad Bajere. So a pulsation here is just unimaginable because the heart is not here. So Anhad on the Shunya Shikhar is what he's talked about. All of that happens through the Kundalini awakening. When this chakra is awakened, there is complete integration among all the chakras inside us. And all of them are actually also their seats are on this Sahasrara Chakra. We get integrated with the divine, we become his true instrument, his power starts flowing through us, and there's no more conflict inside us. So we have covered all the things in quite details, and now we'll move on to the most important thing here, is actually to get the realization. All of this is important to build the right understanding for you, but that understanding is all mental unless you get it. So the most important thing is getting it. So what we'll do now is show you some steps. Even though we say it's sahaj, it's spontaneous, there are some few small things that we need to do for it to happen. And they're about balancing ourselves and cleansing ourselves and then asking for it. So there are a few steps which will now show to you. In meditation, we'll do those steps. For now, you can just see them on the screen. To put your left hand towards Shree Mataji's photo, which will appear later, on the lap open, and the right hand on the Mother Earth. Here we'll do some prayers for cleansing our left channel. So now in Sahaja Yoga, we use all the elements. to cleanse ourselves. We are made out of these elements and we have to use them in meditation. Now we'll bring our right hand into our lap and put the left hand by uh, just putting it a little bit towards the sky, like you can see in the photo here. Here we'll do some prayers for balancing our right channel. In the third step of balancing, we'll put both our hands on the Mother Earth. Now, all the activities are to be done with the right hand. You have to keep your left hand as a representation of your desire in your lap and work with the right hand, which is representing the right channel of action. So we'll place our right hand on our heart first. After that, we'll place that hand on our forehead and press a little like you would in a headache. Then we'll place this hand on the back of the head and push back our head a bit. The last step, we will place this hand on top of our head. Here we have to push back our fingers and just press with the center of the palm on top of our head and move the scalp in a clockwise direction without raising our hands. So these are all the steps that we would follow. Now Shree Mataji's photo would come on the screen. We have to understand that, as we talked about, that there has to be someone who can give it, and we have to become the patras who can get it. So here Shree Mataji is the one whose photograph is such that it emanates the vibrations, the Param Chaitanya that we're talking about. Through that Param Chaitanya, we get our realization. Now we have to sit with the understanding and the humility that how important that is. And if that is happening by her photograph, then she's definitely not someone very ordinary. So we have to sit here with complete humility and really ask for it like we're asking for the greatest thing in the world. So you have to ask it with the same understanding and with the same humility. To look at Shree Mataji's photograph, open our hands open our palms in our lap. Now slowly close your eyes. To bring our attention inside, let's see if we can do that. Now we'll follow the steps that we just saw. We'll put our right hand on the Mother Earth and left hand open in our laps. Here we are going to ask for cleansing our Ida Nadi, left channel, and bringing it into balance. So you have to pray, Mother, please cleanse my Ida Nadi and bring it to balance. Mother, please take out all the negativities of my Ida channel, Ida Nadi, through the Mother Earth. To pay attention to our left palm in our lap and right palm. Sometimes people feel like something is going from their hands into the Mother Earth also. Mother, please cleanse all the negativities of my Ida Nadi through the Mother Earth. We'll bring our right hand back into our lap and put the left hand towards the sky by bending the elbow a bit. Here we have to ask, Mother, please cleanse my Pingla Nadi, my right channel, and bring it to balance. Mother, please clear out all the negativities, all the imbalances of my Pingla Nadi through the sky element or the ether element. Now we'll put both our hands on the Mother Earth. Here we have to ask, Mother, please give me state of complete balance. Mother, please bring me into the center, into the present, and clear out all the negativities of left and right channels through the Mother Earth. Now we'll bring both our hands into our lap. Now we'll do all the next steps with our right hand. Place our right hand on the heart and press here. This is the place of Atma inside us, the spirit, which is the reflection of God Almighty. Here we have to say a great truth. Mother, I am the pure spirit. I am not this body, this mind, this ego, these conditionings, this identity that I've built around myself. I'm not all of this. I am the pure spirit. Mother, I am the pure spirit. This is very important, and the Kundalini power inside us is eager to hear us say this. Say it with full confidence. Mother, I am the pure spirit. Now, as we are the pure spirit, spirit does not commit any sins. So just say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. As we discussed earlier, it's very important to not feel guilty, otherwise we don't feel the vibrations. So just say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. The God Almighty is ocean of compassion, love, and forgiveness. He can forgive anything that we have done. Just say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Now I'll place this hand on our forehead where we would press when we would have a headache, and press it like when you would have a headache. Press on both sides. Here we have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. You don't need to remember anybody's names, but just say, Mother, I forgive everyone and do forgive everybody, including yourself. Mother, I forgive everyone. By not forgiving, we don't do anything actually. But by forgiving, we open this path of the Argya Chakra. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone. I'll take this hand to the back of our head where we place the pillow and push back our head towards the sky. Here, for our own satisfaction, we have to say, but, oh God, if we have committed anything wrong against you, we have done anything wrong against you, please forgive us. Oh God, if we have knowingly or unknowingly done any wrong things, please forgive us. Now we'll bring this hand back to our lap for a second. Now we have to take it back on the top of our head. We have to push back the fingers, and just with the center of the palm, we have to press on the top of the head, which is the fontanel bone area, which was a soft bone when we were small children. We have to press here. This is the place of Sahasrara. Now we'll move the scalp of our head with our palms without removing our palms in a clockwise direction. Now here we have to say the most important thing, and Shree Mataji says that she cannot go against our freedom as human beings. So we have to ask for it, and only then we can get it. So you have to say, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my union with the divine. You have to earnestly ask for it here. Mother, please give me my Atma Sakshatkar. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Mother, please give me my self-realization. Now we'll bring this hand into our lap. We'll keep our attention where the hand was and sit for meditation for half a minute. Now here we'll bring our attention to both our palms, to the center of the palms, and see if there is a cool or a hot breeze coming there. Also we'll bring our attention to the fingertips. There might be a sensation of some itching or something cool or hot or heaviness. There could be something going round and round in the center of the palm. Now we have to bring right hand back to the top of the head where we had just put it on Sahasrara and raise this hand a little bit above the Sahasrara, 2 to 3 inches above your Sahasrara, your fontanel bone area on top of your head. And here you can feel a cool breeze coming out of the top of the head. In a particular place, you'll feel it, so you can move the hand a bit left, right. You'll see cool or hot breeze coming out of your head. Now we'll bring the right hand back into our lap and use the left hand, bring it back to the top of the head, the left hand, and just move it a little bit above the head. You'll see right above the fontanelle bone area, there's a hot or cool breeze coming out. We'll bring the left hand back into our lap. Now we have to place both our hands towards the sky completely and open our palms towards the sky and push back our heads. Here we have to ask a fundamental question. You can ask any one of these 3 times. Mother, is this the Param Chaitanya? Mother, is this the power of the divine? Mother, is this the love of God? An answer, you will find the sensation, the vibrations improving on your hand. We'll bring both our hands back into our lap slowly and see what we feel on both our hands. We have to keep our attention on the top of our head, on Sahasrara, and sit for meditation for a minute. Now we'll slowly open our eyes and look at Shree Mataji's photograph. You'll find that you are completely thoughtless and that you can continue looking at her photograph without having any thoughts. We'll bring both our hands in a namaskara to Shree Mataji and thank her for this blissful state of meditation and the vibrations that we have just felt. Jai Shree Mataji. So we all know this is just the first breakthrough. Only a few strands of Kundalini once rise in the first time. And we have to meditate every day to make this small seedling into a tree. We have to meditate and cleanse ourselves completely to get the full benefit of what we have experienced today. For that, we have to meditate in the morning for a bit, 5 to 10 minutes, and the evening. There are some cleansing methods which Shree Mataji has told us, which we have to follow in Sahaja Yoga. Also, we have to do collective meditation, which keeps us clean and brings us into a state of meditation very easily. Mayank, please tell all of us how to do all of that. Shree Mataji.
Shree Mataji, all the seekers who have joined us today, if you have any questions or any doubts, you can ask them on the chat in YouTube, or you can join the Zoom meeting and talk to us directly. We have shared the link to our meeting in the chat. We have also shared the link to our WhatsApp group. You can click on this link and directly join the group. In this group, we share Shree Mataji's lectures, our daily meditation and self-realization session links, and also tutorial videos on how to do foot soak, how to take bandhan. So it will be very helpful for you. We conduct daily self-realization session on the same YouTube channel 3 times a day. First session is in the morning at 8 a.m., then 4:15 in the afternoon, and then 7:45 in the evening. Every day these sessions are conducted in Hindi. Only on Saturday we have this session in English. So you can join, or you can join live, or you can watch afterwards also and do the meditation with us. In all of these sessions, we conduct a question answer session. So whenever you have any doubt, you do please ask us, so that you get better understanding of the chakras, the nadis, and this experience. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel also, so that you can easily get those links. Shree Mataji, if any of you has any doubt, you can ask in the chat or join the Zoom meeting. We'll keep this session open for a couple of minutes. Shree Mataji. Shree Mataji, we don't have any questions. To all the seekers who have joined us today for the first time, we request you to continue this for some time. You slowly get more understanding of the chakras. You will start to feel the vibrations on your hands and on top of your head. And those who have joined us for some time now, we also conduct daily deep meditation session at 5:30 on the same channel. In this session, we meditate on the chakras and nadis, and then we listen to Shree Mataji's lectures. So you can join that session also and get benefit from it. We also encourage you to share these links with your family and friends. All the sessions are in Hindi. Only on Saturday, this 7:45 session is in English. Tell them about Sahaja Yoga. Tell them the benefits that you are enjoying, the joy that you feel. And if you like, you can share the links to these session also. Jai Shree Mataji to everyone. We'll close this session now. Thank you, Shree Mataji, for the wonderful session, for this wonderful session, and the joy that you are giving us. Jai Shree Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji.